Which card are you drawn to for your weekly reading this week? You've got card pile 1 with citrine, cards number 2 with lapis lazuli, and cards 3 with some fluorite. Hello, I am Belle from Autumn Crone and welcome to our weekly forecast reading for the 14th of August 2023. So welcome. If you haven't been here before, I'm going to explain the cards and how I do these cards, and actually today I've added some crystals in for something a little bit different. So I've got some other things I'm working on, like I'm working on some witches runes Dave's made for me, and we've created them together, so I'm working on those to add to the readings as well. So if you're new here, welcome. And so how these cards work, there's 3 piles and each 3 piles has 4 cards. I haven't seen these cards yet, so I like to flip them over when I'm reading to give me the full message and all that kind of stuff. So for our first card, that's to see where we're at, what's going on, what's happening. This is the main deck at this point in time that I mainly work with. So we see what comes up there. What is our focus? It's kind of like our weekly focus, what's coming up, and then the rest of the cards sort of go into deeper, because I love going into deep stuff. I like getting to the root cause of things. I love shadow work and all that kind of stuff. So speaking of shadow card, this card is our shadow card. So really what's on the surface and what presents isn't really generally what the cause or the root thing is. So when you're having an argument with somebody or anybody, whoever that may be, generally what's going on the surface isn't really, it's not saying what's not going on the surface or what's presenting isn't an issue, because it is. But if you want to get to the cause of it, stop the same shit happening, then it's looking at the shadow card, what's going on. Generally, sometimes it can be a past life thing, but generally it's something from childhood, some sort of conditioning, either from parents, teachers, all those people that were really, well, as children, we're very influential, aren't we, really? Like we're a sponge, we're soaking everything up. So, stuff from there. So that's our shadow card. And then to work through that, how can we work through that? I like I said, I love shadow work. I love getting to the cause of it, but I love in my readings being able to give insight on ways to move forward, ways to help you, ways to guide you. Like, it's really awesome to get information about what's going on, but what do you do with it? You know what I mean? Like, I have walked away over the last few decades from readers going, that's awesome, especially in the early days when this was not saying new to me, but before I started reading cards myself, it's like, but what do I do with that? That's really cool. But so I really like to work through the chakras, work with the body, work with the energies, and see what needs to be done to be able to move that, so then you can get the full benefit of what's going on. And it's always your choice. Take what works for you, leave what doesn't work for you. That's one of Dave's and our biggest saying, as well as always follow your intuition, because you know you better than anybody else, and your intuition is always right. So this is our chakra card. And then I like to finish it off with these beautiful goddess cards with an affirmation. So something that you can focus on. You might want to write it down. You might want to take a picture of it, because I like to hold the cards up so you can get a good view. And, you might be able to pick up information off the cards yourself. If that's the case, if you're feeling something else, go with that. Even over my intuition, always go with your own intuition. So we have a beautiful affirmation card for you to focus on in the week and to keep you going and keep you just focused and feeling good. All right. So what cards have you chosen? Also too, if you, gotta put them in my little order. If you may be drawn to two piles of cards or 3 piles of cards, that is perfectly okay. It's not you must only choose one. Again, always listen to your intuition. If you're feeling like 1 and 3 are your cards this week, then go with that. Always follow your intuition. These are a guide for you. What else? Yes, if you'd like to share below, either on our blog Autumn Crone, or below here on YouTube, or anywhere where you can see this, if you'd like to comment which piles resonated or called to you, and did this reading resonate. You might like to write something after you listen to it. It might resonate now, or you might come back at the end of the week and go, hey, this reading really resonated, and whatever you feel to read. And also too, if you feel like this reading could really help someone or benefit them, or, you know, give them a bit of insight, because if you're having a bit of rough days, or, you know, those challenging times, or, you know, they just need a bit of a pick-me-up or guidance, please share it with them, because that's what these are for. These are here to help you, to guide you, and give you a bit of insight to where you're at, and so you can move forward, because that's how we evolve. And, you know, we're always guaranteed change. Change is guaranteed to happen. Us humans generally don't like change. So hopefully these cards give you a bit of, you know, a bit of strength, insight, and hopefully some wisdom to be able to move through whatever is going on for you. All right, let's get started. Hello cards one, and welcome to your weekly reading starting the 14th of August. And an amazing day, I must say, today. So today is Dave's birthday, so happy birthday, my love. And I hope it's a magical one, and the year to follow is even better than all the other ones we've had together. So it's an amazing week. So if you chose card one, you also came with some citrine crystals. So these are help to give you a bit deeper insight, or if you have a citrine crystal, you know, you might want to connect with this reading using your own crystals, or if you're guided to use another crystal, always follow your own intuition first. You know you better than anybody else. So citrine for me is, we have a bit of citrine around the house. I like to put it in with other crystals, especially because it is a cleanser. This is one of the crystals that doesn't really need cleansing or anything like that, because you still need to charge it and, you know, give it some intention. So you give it an intention to give it something to focus on, to intention, you know. But a great cleanser. So I love putting it with other crystals. I love putting, we have them all over through our house, unless our kids take them and put them in their own rooms, which majority of the time we're fine with, except for certain crystals. So I like to put it in places like, especially around the front door, or just areas of movement, to help clean the energy as people are walking through. So cleaning their aura and just the energy. You know, we're a large family, so there's a lot of energies that can come up in our house. I find it's a great money attractor, so I like putting little bits of these in our jade plant to help attract money, and it's a great energizer. And with having endometriosis, and one of my main symptoms are fatigue, pain, and nausea. So energizer is really good. So let's see what our cards say for us this week. So our first card to focus on is sacrifice. Hasn't this come up before? It's interesting how, like, you can have a big deck of cards and the same cards come out for a while. The energy. Okay, so this is, you know, we're talking about cleansing and all that sort of stuff. I feel like this card for you, your focus this week is about self-care, taking having the courage, I'm hearing, having the courage to stand up for you, take care of you, have your own back. No one is coming to save you except for yourself. It is an inside job. Yes, we can have people to help us, to support us, and all that kind of stuff, but ultimately it comes with you standing up, with you taking the action, whether it's saying no to things, if it's saying yes to things, to really look at what your boundaries are and really sticking to your boundaries. It can be really hard having boundaries and keeping things in place, and especially when it comes to saying no to someone, especially someone you love, someone you care about. But the thing is, these boundaries are really, really important, because you're important, your energy is sacred, you are very important, and you are valuable and lovable, and you deserve to have those boundaries in place to take care of you. I know for me, with having endometriosis, having boundaries is a must. I have a certain amount of spoons, I live by spoons, so a certain amount of energy. A spoon has an energy, and as someone with chronic illness, if you do have it, look up spoons. I can't remember the lady's name that created it, but also someone with chronic illness. So, you know, I have to look at my days and go, and how much spoons do I have, look at my energy, and at times, you know, I can only do so much. Like the other day, I went shopping for Dave's birthday present, and the rest of the day I was in pain. Like, Dave ended up going and getting me some Epsom salt so I could have a magnesium bath, and then yesterday I had to take it slow. I could still feel a bit of the hangover I call it a hangover, it's not like because I drank, because we don't drink that much at all. So, you know, it's sort of preparing myself and knowing my boundaries. So I knew I had to go shopping. So before that I rested. I knew afterwards I would need probably a rest. And if I don't need a rest, that's fine. I've got plenty of things I can find to do. But it's having those boundaries in place, and it's having boundaries where at times, a lot of the times, I have to say no to things, even if I really want to do them. So say no to Dave and the kids and others because I just can't do it. So, and I'm learning by saying no, by having that boundary, by where are my spoons at and can I truly do this? Because my head thinks it can do everything, but my body says otherwise. So by saying no, it means that well, if I say yes, right, it normally uses so much spoons that it'll have even more of a detrimental effect. It'll increase my pain, it'll increase the body aches, the fatigue. Oh my God, the fatigue is so bad. It's really hard to stay awake and just focus on anything. And sometimes headaches, I hate the headaches, they're the worst. So if I say yes, knowing that, hey, I'm on the borderline of spoons and I really shouldn't be doing this, but I'm pleasing everybody else at the sacrifice of my own well-being, then I know it can take a day to 2 days, 2 weeks to sometimes months for me to recover. So I've really learned to have that boundary and go, no, you know what? As hard as this is to say no to you, I really need to do this because my recovery, and this is the reasons why, and I explain why. So I've had to be more bold in that because my recovery, having taken weeks and months to recover from things, is a nightmare, and I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. So having those boundaries in place really allows me to be able to do more, enjoy more, and really take care of my own well-being. Now, I say well-being because I'm never going to get perfect health, right? And like a lot of us, I have endometriosis. At this stage, there is no cure. It's a full body inflammatory disease. It's not just a reproductive disease. Doctors aren't very well educated, and it takes 7-10 years. Well, I was 41 when I got diagnosed, so that's decades. And I had been going to the doctors for many decades about being tired and acne and nausea and just being a female. But anyway, so taking sacrifice. So this is more a sacrifice in stop sacrificing your own well-being. So well-being is about having happiness and being well where you are. So for me, yes, there are those symptoms bubble away in the background, but stopping and taking notice of the flowers and, really doing my intuitive well-being witchy work has really helped switch some of my mindset. It's really helped me when the pain would flare up, I drop straight down into a depression hole. So, really working on, I'll keep talking, I'll try to make these quick. So this is about, so it's finding wellness in your well-being where you are right now. It's not saying, when you need to lose weight or when you need to do this or where you need to do that. No, it's about being present in the moment and having wellness where you are, honoring your well-being. So that's what it is. This card is about honoring your well-being and where you are and learning to say no. Stop sacrificing your own well-being, your own health to people please. You're not going to please everybody else, and it's definitely not worth it at the cost of your own health. Do you know what I mean? And health and well-being. So our shadow card for this is letting go. Letting go of that people pleasing. Letting go of getting goosebumps. Oh, I'm sitting on a hot water bottom, so getting goosebumps is cool. They're normally a bit of an affirmation for me, or a confirmation, or they're just my little ways of knowing I'm on the right track and keep going, and the intensity. So letting go. So start letting go of this week. Focus on how do you people please people. Take notice of, when you say yes to people, take notice of how your body feels. How does your body react to it? Is it a matter of your body's like, oh, no, I don't want to do that, but yes, I am because I don't want to upset people, persons, or whatever. Or is it like, yeah, cool, my body feels good for doing it. A good way to take notice of things is to, I've got one child homesick today, and I can just see him outside getting some fresh air. So where was I? Letting go of the people pleasing and all that sort of stuff, because you know what, look at it, it's not very healthy. It's not very there's a times we want to people please, like want to do things for Dave or the kids and all that sort of stuff. But it's not at the sacrifice of my own well-being and at my own health. You know, I feel this week isn't about taking action on this. I feel this week is about stopping and taking notice, like doing a bit of a stock take, taking notice of how you people please, where are you self-sacrificing, really begin to notice and take notice how it affects your body. How does it allow you to feel? Take notice of your thoughts, because your thoughts come first. Thoughts affect your feelings and your feelings affect your behavior. All right, so how is that going for you? What is that doing for you? You know, stress is on the rise. Stress is, you know, the beginning of a lot of disease and illness. So, you know, how is this affecting you? By holding on, how is this affecting you? So, just a week to sit back and take notice of how you people please and how it affects you. Okay, and the chakra we are going to be looking at is our solar plexus. So that's just down under here, sort of, you know, above our belly button, but sort of underneath our breastbone is there. So determination. So this chakra is all about our personal power. So this fits all beautifully. And yeah, we've got a bit of yellow with our citrine as well. So maybe get some citrine and placing it on your solar chakra, solar plexus. Sorry. Sorry. Cough lingering around. So yeah, so this is, you know, your personal power. How is this affecting your personal power? You know, by people pleasing, are you, you know, is it really shrinking you, shrinking your energy, shrinking your light, dimming your light, just so you can make others happy, when realistically ask yourself, how happy is everybody else? Like, at the end of the day, happiness is an inside job. Happiness, yes, other people can help to make us happy and all that kind of stuff, but it truly is an inside job. And when we start doing it, magic starts to happen. So, and you can do that even with chronic illness, trust me. It's really amazing. All right. So, and our goddess affirmation card for you this week is, oh, isn't she beautiful? Love-based reality. I was trying to read it backwards. I am soul nurtured when I surround myself with friends and family who support a love-based reality. So I'm going to try and get that so you can see that without the light. There we go. So if you want to take a photo of that, write that down. Again, you know, who do you surround yourself with? Are they a bunch of people pleasers? How happy are they? What do they talk about? Take notice of what people say around you and how your body responds to it or reacts to it. You know, when people are talking, you know, do you find your body tense up and go, oh, that's a bit bullshit? That's your intuition. You know, take notice of your intuition and feeling too. That is card 1 for this week, 14th of August 23. I hope that resonates. I hope you have a great week. Let me know below whether it's on the website, YouTube, or wherever I've posted in social media, because who knows. Let us know, did this resonate? Let us know, you know, after the reading, or let us know at the end of the week, how did this resonate? What came up for you? Did you notice your people pleasing? You know, and how is it affecting you? Like, I really want to hear how you're just observing yourself. It's amazing the stuff that we can learn from observing ourselves and taking notice of ourselves and all that sort of stuff. It's really mind-blowing. So let me know. And if you feel this reading can help somebody, please tag them or share it or send it to them or whatever, you know, that's going to help them, give them some insight and some guidance to where they're at this time in their life. Anyway, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Or in the next cards if you're watching. Bye. Hello, cards pile 2. Really want to come up with a better name, I tell you. Anyway, so if you've chosen card pile 2, if you don't know how these cards work with the 4 cards that are chosen, do watch there's an introduction, and then there's the second chapter part where I'd go through and discuss how the cards work. So that will help you, give you insight. So there is some meaning and intention to the 4 cards I pull and what their purpose are for these readings and how I like to do readings. But today I did something a little bit different. I added some crystals. So if you chose card pile 2, this is lapis lazuli. I'm trying to... So this is a beautiful stone, a great healer stone, really good for clearing the throat chakra, and beautiful for the third eye as well, for intuitive, so speaking your truth, your intuitive abilities, opening up your third eye. This stone, I have a lot of these stones and little pyramids in the house because I associate these and use these with Isis, goddess Isis, Egyptian goddess. So I have a statue in my bedroom and I have her, so it's really for that healing ability. So healing's on the cards for you. Let's see what these cards have to say and if they resonate with this crystal. So I haven't seen these cards yet. So your first card, Spirit of the West, and I'm sure this came out last week too. These cards are coming out very similar. You okay? Okay. All right, so Spirit of the West, each direction and thing has its own element. So this one, I'm feeling water, so I'm feeling emotions. So really, are you okay? Yeah. Okay, just got a child homesick today. So I'm feeling emotions. Where are your emotions at? Taking notice of your emotions, which is really healing. What emotional part of you needs healing? I feel like that's where the crystal's coming in now. So really taking notice of what's coming up. You know, what are you feeling? Honor your feelings. We're such a society that is taught, we like to look at our logic and the mind intelligence, but when it comes to emotional intelligence, we're quite barren in it. You know, we kind of really, from a child, we're taught and conditioned to stuff it down. You know, good girls don't get angry, boys don't cry, and you know, all that kind of stuff. We're not taught how to work through our emotions. We're taught how to stuff them down. So I feel like for you this week, some emotions are going to be coming up. So take notice of how they feel. What are they? Because at the end of the day, what society calls bad and negative emotions aren't bad. They're all there for a part of our survival. They're there to help us. What the issue is, say for something like anger, we're not told, you know, anger's bad. There is nothing wrong with anger. Anger is a perfectly normal human emotion. What is the issue is how we express that, and because we're taught not to express it, we're taught to stuff it down. So then what happens is we can only stuff so much down until it explodes like a volcano. And what happens is things like road rage, that's where people slip up with their anger and just snap out at people. It's got nothing to do with someone cutting off, because we all bloody do it to each other, right? It's got to do with that person's being taught to stuff their emotions down, and something's just triggered them, and in that moment they've lost control, right? So, and they're yelling and screaming and doing horrible things. That is the issue. It's how people do with anger when they're hurting other people. That is not a healthy way to work through your anger. What is healthy is finding ways, whether it's burning letters, punching a pillow, or crying, or finding someone you can talk to, whether it's a therapist or a loved one, you know, or journaling. It's working through your emotions. So I feel like for you this week, what emotions are coming up, rather than quickly push them down, ask yourself, take time to spend time with your emotions. What is this emotion? What is coming up? Where is it affecting me in my body? How am I feeling it? Is it feeling heavy? Is it feeling light? Is it feeling icky? Or is it just feeling magical, like rainbows and fireworks? You know, really begin to honor your emotions and take a notice of your emotions, because they affect us more than we realize. You know, and interestingly enough, if you're having thoughts that pop up, I mean, it could be from stuff down or anything like that, but your body it's a way of communicating with you. You know, like I was saying the other day in disgust. You know, disgust is such a yucky feeling. I don't like the feeling of seeing something that disgusts me. It makes my skin crawl. It makes me want to jump out of my skin. But, you know, I'm not going to eat a piece of food that is off with mold on it, because that's disgusting. It looks disgusting and it is disgusting. But if I didn't have that emotion of disgust, I'd eat it and end up very sick and potentially life-threatening. You know, so disgust has a beautiful savior about it. You know what I mean? So there is that aspect about it as well. So the question is, what emotions are coming up for you this week? And to honor them, and, you know, a bit of that healing, taking notice of them. You know, if you've got crystal, lay down, put it on. You can do your own crystal healings, you know, grab some crystals, clean them and charge them, you know, by charging, holding it. I charge this crystal now, or calling the energy of Isis, and ask, you know, that she charged this with healing energies, and then I can put them on myself. Truly amazing what you can do. So, all right. Let's see the shadow card. The shadow card, what is blocking there and all that sort of stuff. Wild. Wild. Our emotions can be wild. They can take you on uncertain places. Like, even though this is a wild card, I kind of look at her and feel like she's feeling intimidated. So you may find that your emotions are intimidated. They're big emotions. You know, we're not taught how to deal with big emotions, you know. But you are asking this week to focus on them in a way. But when you're saying you're to focus on your emotions, it's in a way that is from a curious mind, not the inner critic, from a place of love and compassion and kindness. You know, if you had a loved one, whether it was your child or your best friend or a family member, whoever, someone you love dearly, come to you and they were upset about something, had some big emotions, how do you treat them? How do you act? What comes up for yourself? Even in the first cards, it was a lot about noticing, stop and taking notice. It feels like this is a bit of a theme this week. Stop and taking notice. So even though these emotions may feel big and wild, pushing them down makes them even wilder, and not necessarily like a wild, gusty storm, not in a good way. But embracing them can take you on a wild road, but it's also very empowering. The more that you know you, the more you can enjoy life, the more you can get out of life, the more you can navigate your life. So follow your intuition, but also honor your emotions. They're trying to communicate to you. Okay, so what chakra, are you right? So what chakra can we use? There you go. What chakra can we use, or what chakra is coming up for us to work through with this? We've got the throat chakra, communication. Didn't we say earlier, you know, this is a healing stone, really good for the throat chakra and the third eye. So, again, communication. Now, communication, this isn't necessarily communication with other people. I'm feeling like this chakra is about communication with you, your communication with you. How do you talk to you? What comes up with you? You know, in the other cards, we were talking about taking notice of your feelings, what comes up, the emotions. Okay, so how are you communicating to yourself when you have those big emotions? So, for example, if you're annoyed and pissed off at something, you're feeling really ragey on the inside, you know, how are you talking to yourself? Oh, I shouldn't feel that way. That's very bad for me. And, you know, I'm a bad person. Or, you know, another way to do it, and that's what this is all about, is a way you communicate with yourself. Do it from a place of love, kindness, and compassion. You wouldn't treat a loved one or a child that way, so stop treating yourself so harshly and critically. This is about the communication you have with yourself. What is your self-talk like? The way you self-talk has a huge effect on your emotions. Do you know what I mean? Wild. You know, are the emotions as big and huge as they are because you tell them they are? Is that the story you're telling yourself? What are the stories we tell ourselves, you know? We can tell ourselves that, oh, such and such did this to me, and when someone does that to me, it means this. That's what it means to you, but it doesn't mean that's the reason why the person did that. So, this week, again, take notice with all of this. This sounds pretty big, eh? Take notice of how you communicate yourself, because that's really affecting your emotional well-being. And again, if you've got some lapis lazuli, or, you know, find another crystal that is very healing to you. Again, that's what this really, lapis lazuli really resonates with me as like an ice stone of Isis, and as a healer, as a mother, as a nurturer, as a lover, you know, but that's what it really means to me, and that's the meaning I've attached to it. So, you know, you might find another crystal or something else that resonates with you. Always follow your intuition, because you know you better than anyone else. And, you know, when you follow your intuition, you get to know yourself on such a deeper level and enjoy yourself so much more. But it starts with these things, like how you talk to yourself. Okay, what is our beautiful chakra? Not chakra, that was our chakra. What is our perimenopause brain? I tell you, get so confused, and what I know I'm going to say in my head and what comes out of my mouth can be totally different. Good old perimenopause brain. Okay, so the beautiful goddess quote for you this week. Ooh. Oh, patience. Although since entering perimenopause, I am a little bit more patient. I'm working on my patience, learning to slow down and just enjoy the slow pace of things, which is a huge thing for me. Okay, so your goddess affirmation or card for the week is divine patience. My soul brings forth the right conditions and opportunities for me. The best answers and solutions are delivered at the best time. Trying to get that light out, but I need it because it gets dark here. So, and I do have the shakes. I apologize. That's because I with the endometriosis, and I went out the other day. In one of the other cards, I was talking about how with endometriosis, the symptoms and that, and I went out the other day to get some birthday presents, cause 14th of August is Dave's birthday, so it's his birthday. If you're watching this on the day it comes out. Anyway, I forgot what I was going for. Bloody perimenopause. So anyway, so I feel like this is things don't necessarily go in the way, the timing you want. I feel like with stuff coming up, like this emotional stuff, it's feeling a bit heavy in that, and it's like, oh, we should just, we should hurry up and go, like, because it's icky feeling. This is about getting comfortable, being uncomfortable. Growth comes from uncomfortableness. Evolving comes from growth and involving and doing things. And sometimes it is in divine timing. Oh my God, like, as much as it's an affirmation card, yeah, I could sit there and I totally feel you feeling impatient and just wanting to get there. And oh my God, that's so me as well, but learning to slow down and smell the roses and be more present. There are a lot of beautiful nuggets along the way, and by slowing down, you get to see the little things, the little amazing magical things that we miss when we're in a rush. Since really stepping up and stepping into my intuitive wellness, witchy work and way of life, being patient is teaching me many things, but I'm noticing many things along the way by stopping and slowing down and not in the rush to go. So it's okay this week to just stop and take your time. Stop, breathe. When somebody asks you something, all right, because this is a very emotional one. When somebody asks you something, just stop and ask yourself, oof, how does my body feel about that? If it clenches up, it's kind of like, oh, not really. It's like, oh, this feels good. Yeah, okay. But your card this week is divine patience. It may not feel good, but being patient, you'll start to notice many of the beautiful things, the magical things that you may have missed beforehand. Okay, that is your cards for this week. I hope they helped. I hope they resonate. If they resonate after this reading, let me know below wherever you're watching this, whether it's on our blog, on our website, or YouTube, or somewhere on social media, or out in the wide world web. Let us know, or come back at the end of the week and say, hey, actually that really did help, or not so. Well, let me know, because sometimes some of these interpretations don't make sense at the time, but may later on, and with a bit of extra insight, happy to help. If you feel like this card reading can help someone, give them some insight, some guidance, and some way just to help them smile a little and give them some direction, please do share, because that is our intention here, is to, bring some insight and some wellness and well-being into your life so you can have a magical life and a magical week. All right, hope you have a great week. Bye. Hello and welcome to group cards 3. If you want to know how these cards work, because there is 4 to a thing, to a group, do check out not the introduction, the second part. No, there's the introduction, choose a card, and then there's another part of an introduction, and I'll go through what these cards mean, because they all have a certain purpose for the intention that I'm doing for these readings and how I like to do them. So if you've chosen cards 3, you also have fluorite, so it's really nice. See those beautiful lines? So a great protective stone, grounding, cleansing, great for your aura. Also too great to have around, like all those EMFs and all that, so electromagnetic fields and all that kind of stuff. So if you've got some, carry some on you. Maybe this is a thing that, a sign that you need to carry some on you. All right, so our first card for this reading for the 14th of August 23. Happy birthday, Dave. I think I've said it in nearly every video. So what is your focus for this week? Birch. Interesting, the same cards keep coming out, but in different ways and different meanings. So this card for me is about, actually something else is coming up through. Normally it's about emotions, but memories. Are memories coming up? What memories are coming up? And the reason these memories are coming up are to help you to process things. It feels like things have been stuffed down and things keep coming up, and there's these annoying little things that keep coming up and you're like, oh, should that just go away? I want to forget about that. Oh, you know, that's something in the past. I don't want to, you know, work with that now. But they're coming up because some certain things, there's some unfinished business there. There's some unfinished emotions that need to be processed, because when we stuff the emotions down, they're not getting processed, they're just getting stuffed down. They're not getting, and when I say processed, they need to be moved through. It's not like the bear hunt where we go over, around or under. We have to go through them. And I feel like for those that are stuffing their emotions, it's kind of getting a bit stuffy and a bit stifly, and it feels like they're getting a bit overwhelming. So, you know, I feel like, you know, whether you need to talk to someone, please do, or, you know, whether it's a friend or a therapist, you know, I'm all for therapists. I'm just over halfway through doing studying counselling, you know, and it's amazing the things that you can learn and the work that they do and what they learn and how to help you and all that sort of stuff. It's pretty amazing. What else? I'm just feeling like your emotions are here, not potential, a powerful potential. I'm not sure what the word potential is. I'm not sure what that is there for you, but it's really coming through strongly. Just to take notice of your emotions. It seems to be a bit of a theme this week. If you watch the other videos with the other cards, there generally seems to be a bit of a theme, and it seems to be a bit about emotions, honouring them and taking notice of them. You know, we can only stuff so much down before everything comes up and explodes. So, all right, that's that card. Let's see what the other cards bring, because there's not as much coming through on that. So let's see what comes through for me. Sometimes that happens. Phoenix Rising. Oh, yeah. I haven't seen this one before come up in these cards. So these are my shadow cards. So when you work through your emotions and process them as hard as they are, the thing is we stuff them down and think they're gone, but they're not. They're in the background, in our unconscious, bubbling away and affecting every part of your daily life without you realizing them. So by going through, these cards are saying, by going through and honoring your emotions and working through your emotions, not over, around or down, it's through them, what's going to happen is a beautiful transformation. And sometimes we've got to go down before we go up. So, and that's where reach out for help or support is very important. But by doing this work, these cards are saying that you're going to rise above them. So as shitty and crappy as you may feel now, by doing the work and going through it, you are going to rise better than before. You are going to rise above it. You know, when a phoenix goes to die, it's, you know, it's old and haggard and it dies. Then it rises again, beautiful, energized and wiser again. So as yucky, and that's the thing, we're not taught. We need to learn to get comfortable with uncomfortable feelings rather than go, oh, I need to distract myself and move away from it. And sometimes that's what we need to do, but only temporarily. You know, we need to go back and do that finished work of processing our emotions. You know, there's a lot of wisdom and a lot of things to be gained from it. You'll come out better than before, feeling a bit lighter and a bit more freer, a bit more freedom in who you are as a person and how you can express yourself. And by doing the inner work, you increase your own power, and by getting to know thyself, you get to know you and you get to know what you like, what you don't like, and it gives you more of a sense of making the most out of your life, enjoying your life. Living the life that you wish to live, you know, and look, stuff always happens, but when you work through your stuff, it gives you that inner strength that when shit does come up, because it always will, because that's just life, you've got it. You know, we all get knocked around and all that sort of stuff, but when we haven't worked on our emotions and the things that are there, we've stuffed them down. When we don't do it, it really affects the daily life. You know, are you feeling tired? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you feeling like you can't get on top of things? It just feels like one thing after another. It's just a constant shitstorm, or, you know, things turn the corner and start to look good, but no, it comes back again. All right, look at your emotions. Look at what's going on. I'm getting goosebumps. Look at what's going on underneath. There's something underneath. bubbling away. Do you know what I mean? And again, I'm feeling drawn back to the crystal fluorite. So maybe look up fluorite. And these are the meanings I give it, you know, always follow your intuition, you know you better. So what chakra can we work through? So our chakras are our energy centers in our body. We have heaps of them, but we focus, these are, normally we focus on the 7, but in these we've got 7, 8, 9, because we've got the earth star and the soul chakra. So we have got, the earth star. So the grounding. So it's just a couple of inches below our feet into the earth. So I'm feeling like, yes, even though things, there's a lot of emotion there, a lot of stuff coming up, things that need to be processed and worked through. Again, you know, like the phoenix, rebirth, you know, but before you get to the rebirth, there needs to be a death, not a physical death, right? Just the death, the ending of those emotions, those unresolved, those, you know, it's kind of like on a computer where you have a million tabs open. Well, that's what this is, those emotions, having a million tabs open because things haven't been worked through. All those tabs are opening. It's making things sluggish. Things aren't happening fast enough and all that sort of stuff. But however, so for the death of that is to face those emotions, face those feelings, go through them, what's coming up, being kind and gentle with yourself. You know, it will transform you. You know, if you need to reach out to get some help, please do. Like, I've seen psychologists and counselors over the years and they've been amazing. Just to have somebody to talk to that's a third person that has no connection to me or knows me or anyone else or anything like that. It's been awesome to have those dumps and just those verbal dumps. And just to be able to talk to them and, you know, get a bit of different insight and all that sort of stuff. So I feel like with this too, a lot of grounding. So when things feel like they're too much, it may be a bit overwhelming. Also get your feet on the earth, get out in nature, make sure you're drinking enough water and you're nourishing your body with foods that allow your body to feel good, is very important with this one as well. So a lot of stuff coming, but if we work through those things that come up, amazing things are going to come. We've got the butterfly. My mouth can't keep up with my brain at times. We've got the butterfly for the third time I'm saying it, and about transformation. And, you know, like when you look at a butterfly, when they come out of their chrysalis, it looks like they're struggling, and they are in a way, but if you help them, they will die. They need that struggle to help get the blood pumping and get their muscles contracting and all this kind of stuff. So it's that struggle there, or it looks like a struggle to us, is a part of their development, is part of their survival. Without doing that part of the journey, they're not going to survive. They will die. If you help them, they will die because they need that part of the journey. So, you know, and this is part of having a human journey, a human experience. Apparently we're spiritual beings having a human experience. That's part of your journey. You know, we've all got shit and stuff to deal with, but it's a dealing part. We're not taught to really deal with stuff, you know, to really work through stuff, to really empower ourselves and come out ahead and feel good and help others and all that kind of thing. And your goddess affirmation card is Dream Seeds. I love the leaves, the autumn crone leaves. I'm feeling with this one what you put your mind to, and if you close your eyes, when you really focus, because what you give energy to is what grows. So when you put focus on the things that you're wanting to achieve, you're extremely powerful. You've got this. It's that self-doubt and not believing in yourself that is hindering, but it's understandable too. Okay, like it's normal. I nurture my dream seeds with love and appreciation and allow them to unfold in their own time. Which is very similar to the card in card pile 2, where it was all about patience and divine timing. So it's very interesting how these cards, there is a bit of a common theme in them all. And so if you'd like to, you know, write this down or take a photo of it, use it for a week to help keep you focused, or write it on a piece of paper or sticky notes, stick it somewhere, or put it in your phone as a reminder and all that sort of stuff. So overall, looking at these cards, I just feel like there's some emotional stuff coming up, but even though and allow tears. Remember, tears are quite powerful. Every time we cry, cry, it helps to release certain emotions, and that there are studies and science done when when people cry and they do test on the tear ducts, it actually is it shows different chemicals and different stuff like that. So it is releasing different things. So, you know, crying is really beneficial. It can be quite cathartic at the time. So, but afterwards it's part of a process of moving through, like, you know, things are moving faster and faster in our world, technology and everything, and we're supposed to keep up, but our physical body needs time to process it, to feel it, to move through it. It moves at a lot slower pace, and the problem is we want to build our intuitive and psychic abilities and all the top main chakras and all the spiritual ones, but the thing is, we're here as a spiritual being having a human experience, and part of that is that solidness, and part of it's the constriction that we're all constriction, or the benefit of time. You know, we're here to experience that. So, you know, take time to experience those emotions and feel them, and the more that you can embrace them, feel them, work through them, the more empowered you are going to be, the more you are going to know you, the more easier it is to make decisions, the more, as much as shit can happen, and it will, things will happen that will rock your world. They are completely out of your control. However, the more that you do this inner work, the more that you honor you, right, and follow your intuition and build that muscle up, the more you are, I'm not going to say in control of your life, but you are in control of you, and you get to say how you do things, how you like things to happen, and how you like to deal with things and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, that is your card reading for this week on the 14th and the 8th, 23. I hope this resonates. I hope it helps, and I hope it gives you some insight. If you'd like to let us know how it resonated, please do. You can let us know below, either on YouTube, website, or wherever I've posted, wherever you find this. Or come back at the end of the week. Let us know, how did this resonate with you? What came up for you? And if you think anybody else or somebody can really benefit from hearing this, and it can give them some insight or some direction or anything like that, please do. Pardon me. You know, we really, part of our work here at Autumn Crone for Dave and I is, you know, helping women to you know, improve their well-being. You know, it's not about having perfect health, because some of us can't get that. That's unachievable. Especially if you've got a disability or anything like that. You know, it's having well-being where you are, feeling good and enjoying life and making the most of it where you are, no matter what, you know. So anyway, I hope you have a magical week, and, you know, do come over and check us out on, especially Facebook, our Facebook page, Autumn Crone, because we're also doing live mini readings, and generally on a Wednesday we do hump day readings in the evenings. But you know what, if you check us out on the Facebook page, you can keep up to date with what's going on, because that's probably the more updated place to be. All right, have a magical week, and I'll look forward to connecting with you throughout the week and in next week's video. All right, bye.